Sorry. I need to listen to that again. Oh, that whole section, my goodness me! Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatzhofer, but you can call me Jen. I am a musical theatre performer and a voice teacher, and today you have joined me at day one of my Pentatonix week. For those of you who are just thinking, what is a Pentatonix week? Well, this is the first one of those, so it's all new for everyone. When I hit my 50k mark, I decided that every so often I would do a artist week, and I'll say this again for this week. It's not actually a week. It is Monday to Thursday because I don't want to, obviously overwork ourselves. One shouldn't overwork themselves. Make sure you're taking your breaks. Make sure you're, it's not water. I've got some juice with me. But anyway, for this Monday to Thursday, I will be focusing on Pentatonix. I have picked 2 Pentatonix songs myself that people have obviously told me through, within the comments, within messages, popular Pentatonix videos. So I've chosen 2 myself, and then the rest of the popular Pentatonix videos I have left to my lovely Patreons to help me out. So what I do is I pop over a poll over there. You can kind of click on whatever one you most want me to react and analyze, and then I obviously pick the 2 most popular ones, and that will be my Wednesday and Thursday reaction. What happened this time actually is that one of my top voted for, I think the second most voted for song is actually a bit more of a topical song, so I'm going to leave that for that. But I got quite a few comments there telling me to go and do something else, so I will do that. That'll be my Thursday one, so I'll stop talking about it now. As you can see by the title, I will be focusing today on Amazing Grace by, of course, Pentatonix. And nothing has changed. This is still a reaction and analysis video, so do be expecting pauses. If I end up pausing too much for you, then feel free to click off this video, but I have also left the link to the original video in the description below, so do go and check that out. If you do want to be involved with the voting next time I do a artist week, do make sure you're over on Patreon. You can select what tier you want to be in, but I think it's applicable for all the tiers. I think that's what I do. Pretty sure that's what I do. But anyway, please do go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button. Let's get to day one of Pentatonix. It's very exciting.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Oh my goodness, wow, what a minute entrance. I wanted to pause it. I don't know if you saw, I went, oh, but then I kind of wanted to experience the building of that, the stacking of the layers. I thought Kirsten was maybe, also I've got to apologize. That was the first time I ever said Kristen, and then I kept saying that, so I apologize, Kirsten. But yeah, I thought there was going to be another layer, I think, on the 4th line, but I think we stuck with just the 3 vocalists and then the ooze. Which, by the way, ooze, obviously glorious blend, but it was a really long sustained note, like a pedal note, almost just kind of hovering at the bottom. Let's go back to the beginning and break down the lead vocals now. There was a yummy suspension right at the end as well, then we held and resolved it, which was, as always, it's very choral choir kind of vibes. But yeah, I love the stacking of it and the choices of harmony lines. It's like a hum we get.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
It's very directional sound.
That saved a wretch like me.
I love that drop from Scott. Me. And that's on the root note, so me, then E flat. So this E is up on Scott's upper part of his register, right? Upper part of his chest register, sorry. We're just about to enter the first passage for him, but it is on an E vowel as well, and he's dropping that jaw ever so slightly so he gets a bit more of an ear vowel in there to make sure that we're not, you know, just to feel a bit more stable and secure with that full sounding voice that he's after. It's a wonderful chest connection that he's still getting up there, which we know he has. But yeah, just E's tend to favour a bit more of a head dominant sound if we keep it kind of spread. Me might feel a bit squeezed, so he's just dropping that ever so slightly. Sorry, was there like breath, like what's it called? You know when it's really cold? Oh, my mind's gone blank. Yeah, just to get me talking about the voice, not anything else. But yeah, that lovely top harmony from Mitch is glorious.
And I was lost, but now I'm found.
Actually, this... No, that's way out of my reach currently. But I shall keep practicing my low notes. Yeah, Matt's low notes are just really lovely and connected. Obviously, he is their bass singer, so these low notes, like it's the way they've layered it is representative of their voices. All three of these voices that we've heard so far, laying and stacking, like, you know, we're getting higher. So it's just really lovely and connected and not forced down there at all. It's just so warm.
And now I'm found, was blind.
Here on Blind, was blind. I think Mitch goes up here. Blind, which is new and interesting, so that's what I'm catching on to.
Found, was blind, but now I see.
I love that lean in there as well. Oh.
'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed.
Wow. Oh, I love like that we're just getting like dum 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 like in the background kind of going wherever. Then we get that lovely R vowel open moment which just swells and grows. It's so lovely. Scott's got this lovely vibrato that's happening on most of these kind of longer notes. Occasionally he goes straight tone then adds vibrato, which is just to change it up a bit, but otherwise they're very it's very quick to get onto that vibrato. I think it's until we get to the word relieved that we get a little bit more straight tone, and then that vibrato comes in.
Grace my fears relieved.
Nice.
How precious did that grace appear.
That bass is so warm.
I first
And then
my chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace.
I like how we've got that, and then we've suddenly kind of disappeared with the like cello bass kind of sound at the bottom, and we've just then got the lighter kind of softer touches in this kind of link. But otherwise, when we got a little bit vocally dynamically louder from Scott and getting these lovely belts on like a C sharp and then E, which is at the top part of his chest range. But we know that, again, Scott can go a little bit higher in his a bit more of a chest dominant sound, but still incredibly connected here. But yeah, the background is still kind of quite full to enhance that sound, enhance that kind of fullness of the sound.
His mercy reigns, unending love.
And then it stops here.
Amazing grace.
Just almost cuts out. I love that there as well. They're kind of the BVs in the background. Yes, sometimes they're, blended. I mean, they're always blended. Sorry. Yes, sometimes they're kind of in the background and we're focusing on the lead vocals. But sometimes what Pentatonix do, it's quite in different a cappella groups as well. But what I've noticed here is that each singer, has their own unique style, right? And sometimes, occasionally, on their background, whatever they're doing, they kind of bring in a little bit more of their own individuality in it, not just kind of listening to one another and sounding as a group. They kind of bring in their own individuality, like ad-libbing almost, riffing around on this BV line, but like what we had with Scott there, now I think with Kirsten as well, which is really, really nice because it's still then, even though they're respecting whoever's the lead singer, but they're still bringing their own kind of flavour to it, which is just, it's just really, really nice. Lovely vowels. That's not lovely, is it? From Mitch, which I think was in the Indios, there was a lovely kind of Diors, like a bit smaller, whereas before, we'll go to that one, was a bit more open. Also, Kevin, these loud claps. Stunning. Secured. Yeah, secured. So notice here, it's so lovely held. Like, it's on an F sharp 4. So we're in the first passage here. Things are a bit. First passage, basically, I know we've talked about this before. Let's quickly just break it down now. This is day 1 after all. The first passage in your voice is when you're going from chest voice to head voice. So your vocal folds are thinning out. And that's why when we experience that, that kind of break in our voice, is because the vocal folds are literally getting there so fast. And we can work on smoothing that out and disguising that flip. But that flip, that will always happen because that's just in our vocal anatomy, it's just gonna happen. But we have tools that we can work on and strengthen our voice to ensure that we don't always hear it. We can kind of cover it up. But Mitch is beautifully holding onto this F sharp on this vowel, lovely and open. And notice how he gets to that quite quickly. Secure rather than after. He goes endures because it's a little bit lower, I think, but he's kind of leaning on the y bit. Whereas now wants to get straight to vowel, so that we are secure in that and we don't need to kind of play around. We're just getting to the open vowel as soon as we can so that we can hold on to it. I hope secure. It's a little step as well. He will, my shield. I love the he will. That's a lovely kind of harmony. He will, my shield and portion be. So that's that little bit of riff. That I was talking about. Just kind of, it doesn't happen when the lead singer is happening, but it's on the little link that it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's just they're bringing their own kind of style to it as well. But yeah, endures on that B3 there, so it's a lot lower. We don't need to endures to keep it so open. We can keep it quite small there. As life endures, my chains are on. I feel like we're going to go higher then as well, but anyway. Gone! That's on an A flat 4. That's incredible how connected Mitch is staying there as well. We know Mitch's voice, we've heard it before, and I'm sure if you're here, you've heard it before as well. But it's really nice. It's on this R vowel, so we have a little bit more of a natural chest connection in there. He's keeping it very chest dominant. Up on that A flat 4, so we are well into that, thinner vocal fold placement, but there is heaps of speech-like quality up there, lots of whine and support from underneath. And it makes it look so easy. It's so great. My chains are gone. I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. I'm just staying up there. This whole passage is through Mitch's first first passage, even into his second passage, up on this B. Life! Again, on this A vowel, keeping it lovely and bright. There is so much brightness in there, right? We need that twang to support us in there. Support from underneath, getting our anchor muscles engaged. It's so beautiful. And like, what's nice as well is that he's not reaching it for it with volume. It's not like, la, because then we're going to be bringing up trying to reach it with our thicker folds. But naturally, our vocal folds are thinning out. So what we need to do is add our tools on top of that, rather than reaching up with our thicker folds, because that's when we're going to start getting strain, right? And we're going to try and reach it with our thicker folds. Respect the folds, add that twang, include that resistance, a little bit of resistance in our vocal folds to get that. Oh, it's so great. Sorry. I need to listen to that again because I just was on. He lands on like a flood, but notice how like has a little bit of a lighter feel. It's still very much connected, but he's landing on flood really, really lovely, which is that A flat 4, which is before the note that I just talked about being like, whoa, but now it's like, yeah. And he's landing on it so lovely. This is glorious. Wow. The sun forbear to shine. Wow. Okay. Kirsten's got a really fast vibrato going on here. I think it's an added choice. Vibrato naturally happens when there is no tension, right? No vocal fold tension, and it's just free. That kind of the vibratingness. We can choose to include it and obviously take it away, so just go on straight tone. That requires obviously technique growing and strengthening in that. But yeah, I feel like it's a choice here with the speed that she's going at, which is really, unique. I don't think I've ever heard of, unless it's just not stood out to me before, be so fast. Like, she has vibrato naturally, like it's in there, but it's so fast on each note. And then on the word shine, lovely we get a little bit more of that connection, because before it's quite breathy and soft and like mystical, which is lovely. Very pouty as well. Lovely bell effect in the background. And she grows in that. Let's go. Was it but God? Nice. So, say the word God. I, obviously, with the accent that I have, say God. Or, which is quite dark. My tongue has dropped. Or, it's kind of sitting at the back for me. If I was to go, but God, it's so far back, and it just feels like I can't go. Like, it's just in a weird placement. What Kirsten is doing beautiful here is opening up to a aval. God, because there's a little bit of a spread in there. It brightens up the sound. It's not ga, and we're not and screaming it. God, but there is a bit of an vowel, because it just shifts that voice, the sound a little bit, the placement a little bit more forward. So we've got that presence, we've got that belt quality there, rather than it sitting so far back. We need that forward placement in there. Ooh, so fast. Sorry, on a B. Again, God. Mine and God were very similar placement wines. But if we, vowel placement, sorry. Mine, God. If we were to say them, they're very different in my accent. Maybe they're a little bit more, depending where you are. But mine are God, or. But both of them are going, God, both of them have an placement in there, because that is what she feels comfortable, and they still sound like the word. But that's how we're going to get a little bit more of that chest connection in there and keep it stable for one's voice. Every voice is different, but I love the choice that she's making here. I love that.
My chains are my God, my Savior has ransomed me. Like a flood, His mercy reigns.
Oh, that whole section, my goodness me. Oh my God, I loved how we went full a cappella then. No, kidding. It was obviously a cappella before. But voices, we're on the words. There are no vocal instruments happening, basically, which is so effective. And I love, like, look at the setting, all in white, smart clothing, you know, stunning look. Look at the setting, and then poof, da da, like all the voices. It's so effective.
Forever, my chains are
We get a lovely descending from, I guess it was Kevin on that, doing that. But wow. Yeah.
my chains are
There's that vowel placement.
my God, my Savior.
Savior, they're saying. Savior, Savior. Which probably is because Savior might be too heavy, might be too loud for the mix. So Savior just gets a little bit dark, a little bit more pouty. So we're a little bit more narrower with our mouth, so we can just control that sound a bit better.
My God, my Savior has
I love that
ransomed me.
full after.
Like a
E! Woo!
flood, His mercy reigns.
Ah! What? No, who's falling? So Scott is falling from an F sharp to an F. I think it's his note that comes in a bit delayed, then rain. Oh,
His mercy reigns. Unending love.
oh, so soft.
Amazing grace.
The bass there.
I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Ooh!
Was blind, but now I see.
Kevin, we need to hear you again. Oh my goodness, when did it start? Yeah. Whoa! Up on this B4 up here, it's very head dominant, right? He's not which was where like Mitch was kind of his territory up there when we had that little section earlier. It's in a beautiful mixed place. So you can see we've got a lot of that kind of connection underneath. It's not like pure head voice. We've got a little bit of that twang in there. And also notice the glottal onset here. So the vocal folds are coming together, and then the breath comes out. Rather than all together or breathy. Beautiful. Now I'm found. Right, so he goes down to a B3. I'm found. He's still keeping quite a lot of this head voice in this mix. So he's still quite in the mix, even though we're down in his chest voice. But that you can hear that chest voice is kind of grown a little bit in percentage wise. But otherwise, it's still kind of like here. Here, beautiful. We get obviously the shot here. We can see Matt here. What are the lyrics? Blind, sorry. Was blind. We get the BVs doing the line before Kevin then singing it. So sometimes what happens with BVs, we either get it together or it's like a response. So it's like the echo of it. Whereas here we're getting the BVs singing the line before Kevin's then going to sing it, which is just different. It changes up the wording and the phrasing. Lovely. Oh one more time. I know I keep literally going here. I love Kevin's phrasing here. But now I'm found. It's like that little pause. It's so subtle and small, but it's just delicious.
Was lost, but now I'm found.
He's like, yeah.
Was blind, but now I see.
So much breath. Wow. Beautiful. That was just stunning. I love how we get to hear everyone like quite equal in that. Yeah. That was so good. Well, day 1 of Pentatonix week / 4 days. Really enjoyed that. I'm so happy that I finally kind of got to see that. And I know, unless I've forgotten, obviously I've heard Kevin sing before, but not like this. Like, this was beautiful. Really warm, gorgeous vocals, gorgeous blend as always, and I really enjoyed myself. So do stick around, and I will see you tomorrow for day 2, and yeah, we get to do it all again. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell button, and obviously do go over to my Patreon as well, so you can be involved next time with my polls and artist week, or just to see what's going on over there. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2. Bye.